Say hi, everybody.
Boys.
Hello,
Hi, everybody.
Internet.
Hi.
Hello, adoring fans.
It's good to be back here with you this evening.
I hope there's one person out there that just watches it every once in a while and thinks we have fans.
There's not.
There's really not.
We had a viewer last time.
We got a viewer last time?
My friend Tony watched.
Aw.
Aw. We had a viewer.
We had a viewer.
Wow.
Singular.
He didn't come back though, huh?
Oh, I should probably hold on. I can get that. I can do that.
Yeah, that's part of your
he
contract,
should've-
everybody. You should be sharing the
subscribed and got
stream
the
on your
notification.
social media platforms.
We should be. I don't want my mom to watch us play. And that's what would happen.
It's not necessarily the playing that I don't want my parents watching, right?
Fair
It's,
enough.
all of the conversation around it.
Oh, I've had way worse conversations with my mom. Is it twitch.com/Rick Davenport?
It's twitch.tv/Rick Davenport, all lowercase, no spaces.
Yeah, I have that one aunt that comments on every single Facebook post that either I or Kate or any of my sisters or their significant others post. And she would probably try and watch. But comment like 100 times. But I don't understand what's going on. I don't understand. Can you explain it to me? This is a weird game. Are you winning? So, there's that.
No, we're not
A friend of
winning.
mine legitimately had his
I thought there were going to be dragons. Where are the dragons?
My sister gets really mad when I try to explain D&D to her because she's like, "Wait, this is a game that you don't win. Nobody wins. Why would you play that game?"
So I explain it to people. I'm like, the reason I love it so much is because it's basically like writing without having to actually write it down. You're storytelling.
Yeah.
Yes, that's why I love it.
What were you going to say, Larson?
Sense.
Larson, you were in the middle of saying something and like 3 people talked over you.
Oh yeah, haters.
Oh, that reminds me.
He had the situation where she asked him to pause a game we were all playing in real time together, like it was Rocket League. And she's like, "Can't you just pause it?" And it's like, "No, we're all online playing with other fucking people somewhere around the world." Like, no. Like, I didn't think that happened in real life, other than like...
I had to explain that to my wife. My son was playing Paladins on the Switch, and she was like, "No, he can fucking pause it." I was like, "No, that's not really how it works."
No, he can't. He can't.
Pause this online game, Mom.
Real time, I swear. You don't get it.
It's online. I can't pause it.
Jeez, Mom.
Please, Mom.
That thing that you guys all just made fun of really happened about 1.5 years ago.
Yeah.
Because I'm super cool.
Mm-hmm.
I love it.
What you drinking there, Brozo?
Have some Angel's Envy tonight.
Nice.
Oh.
Oh, are we getting
Whiskey.
tasty?
Not a sponsor.
Not a sponsor.
Have you guys...
But we
But
did.
play your cards right, you could be.
I've heard that that's good, but I've never had it.
Mm-hmm.
Have you guys seen the Ron White special where he's like, "Yeah, it's in a decanter, and I'm not going to tell you what it is because they don't pay me to drink it. If they wanted to pay me to drink it, I put it in their fucking
Nice.
bottle."
That's fair.
And it's really expensive, so I'm going to put it in this nice decanter.
I forgot to bring my wine in here. I may have to step out for a moment.
I
Now we're
have-
talking about what people are drinking.
Vitamin water, 0 sugar. Backwards.
That's
Mine is
Calm
better.
down, Rick. Wow.
party on.
I have a flat blueberry Red Bull that I opened this morning.
No.
Ooh,
I
living
might be going to get a
dangerously.
Red Bull.
I have a Monster.
I wish I had a Monster. I usually have my 2 cans ready to go for the day, and I only had 1 can, so I
I have a monster.
start my day.
Nice.
I have a Monster in my pants.
Wait. Hey, Matt.
I have a Monster.
Are you saying that you drink 2 Monsters every day?
I was up to 4 at one point, so 2's good. Yeah, it's usually like 2 a day.
Oh boy.
There's the breakfast Monster, and then there's the kind of post-lunch Monster.
Oh wow.
A real bad day, it's like a 9 a.m. and an 11 a.m. Monster.
Wow. Do you drink coffee?
No, and I'll drink a Monster and go to sleep. Like caffeine isn't working the way that it should in my body.
Yeah,
So
caffeine just gets me to a baseline, and then it helps me maintain the baseline.
I drink a lot of coffee, so any Monster is a real addition to a lot of already caffeine.
Oh yeah, like I was on a Zoom with my boss. It was great. They commented about the Monster. I finished it off, and I was like, yeah, I'll have another one in a couple of hours, but this one's done, so now I'm good. And then I literally do exactly what I'm about to do here in frame. I'm just like, so yeah, let's keep talking. And they just start laughing at me. I'm like, oh yeah, this is like, 4 to 6 of these a day is probably like a work day.
Yeah, that Diet Coke's like O'Doul's.
Yeah, I mean, I
bought 3 35 packs from Costco, and that was, I think I went like a week and a half ago, and I'm on pack 3. I've already put a 5-can dent in it.
I feel like Matt and I could go like really do some damage on Diet Coke because I work from home, so I'm just like to the fridge, Diet Coke, to the fridge, Diet Coke, to the I probably drink 6 a day.
A guy I worked with when he first came on, really awesome guy. He basically says, hey, so I'm gonna, I have this little spot under my desk, and in the classrooms, I'm collecting cans because GoDaddy people drink caffeine like crazy because, of course, it's tech and call center. And he said the reason he does it is because he can usually get more than enough cans to pay his golf club dues each year. So I told him, all right, motherfucker, you want me to fucking play ball? I will. I've been bagging my cans, and because of the pandemic, and I hadn't got my last bag to him, I've got 3 and soon to be 4 full bags of cans, 2 of which are crushed in my garage. I'm stockpiling bags of cans at this point.
Wow.
It's bananas.
We all have problems.
So tonight, instead of playing Space Boys, we're going to play Caffeine Intervention with Larson and Maggie.
Yeah.
I can probably sit on that end of the table as well.
Yeah, I was going to say, Mike, you just...
the problem...
You give a shit and then start scooting around. Be like, yeah, guys, you really need to calm down with your... It'll be great.
The problem is, I would have to be on that side of the table too.
Yeah.
I'm at like
7
Coke Zeros
this intervention
a day.
would end with all of us on the caffeine addict side just going, oh, well, I guess we don't have a problem then.
Well, I guess this is all right then. See you guys next week.
If we all agree, like if we're all doing heroin, then I guess it's not a problem.
Fine, yeah.
Now, see, I think we talked to Jen. I'm a caffeine lightweight, but it's like I want you guys to do what you love,
You don't want that responsibility.
That's too much pressure if it's just me on this side.
Half-heartedly, like, hey, you guys should stop, but whatever, you do you.
I mean,
I either drink. Okay, so when I'm working, I will drink either a large coffee or like an energy drink, but I'll like drink it throughout the day and then just chug water. Every once in a while, if I'm having an extra bad day, I'll get like another one or like a soda or something. But
no. So I wake up in the morning, I open the fridge, I crack a Diet Coke so that I can drink that while I make an 8-cup pot of coffee. And then I drink the coffee until about 11 when it's gone and continue with soda throughout the rest of the day. If I'm really tired at like 3:30, I'll make a little more coffee.
See, if I need to stay up late in a night and I got up earlier, didn't sleep well the night before, I'll have like a Coke for lunch. With my lunch, and that'll keep me up like until we're done playing D&D or whatever.
Wow, that
would
be amazing.
If I had 4 ounces of Coca-Cola right now, I wouldn't sleep tonight. I'm past 4 o'clock, so that's my cutoff.
Wow.
Imagine what that feels like.
If I drink caffeine past 5 p.m., I will be up all night. I'm like, no, it's not even. So it's between 5 p.m. and 8 p.m. If I drink caffeine between those like time frames, I'm up all night. But anything after 8 p.m., I'm fine. I'm like some sort of caffeine gremlin.
That's weird. That's real
I'm
weird.
jealous, Chris, because if I had that kind of tolerance, then I would easily not be able to drink so much unless I was somebody who was just going to be up for like 72 hours straight normally. Like, I wish that. Like my roommate, he'll have a coffee in the morning. He'll make his own coffee. If he had a particularly shitty day, or it's like a night where it's Friday night and the weekend, maybe he'll have a coffee that night. Maybe a Monster during the day or something like that. But he won't drink any caffeine basically past like 5 more or less, because it will keep him up too.
Yeah.
And he can't afford that. He's got to be up at like 5:30, 6 a.m. I'm sitting there drinking a Monster while we're on the couch at 10 p.m. Like, all right, night, dude, and just go to sleep.
I'll be an hour behind you.
You fuckers are crazy. Drinking Monster at midnight.
I could go for one right now.
Yeah.
What's for dinner, Parker?
Oh no, Michael just got Red Bulls and non-dairy ice cream.
Nice.
There's some good non-dairy options these days. Even Ben and Jerry have non-dairy.
They're chunky monkeys made with a banana ice cream, and it's delicious. But we are getting poke bowls, so Michael's gonna go pick those up.
I saw Michael in the background with a bag. And it's sort of dinner time there, so I thought maybe it was dinner.
He better stay 6 feet away. 6 feet.
From who?
Whoever he goes and gets the food from. He said he's gonna pick it up. They gotta throw it at him.
Yeah, we're doing they're doing
curbside no contact delivery.
Yeah.
They got to set it down and then back off. Then they can't walk up to you.
I mean, I feel like the poke bowl's a good choice. Then, if it was like a roll or something and they threw it, you wouldn't stay together, right? But nice contained. That's the way you're doing it.
Yeah,
I like picturing restaurants doing that. Like you go to a place for a pizza and they just frisbee the box and it doesn't go to shit.
Yeah.
They're like, we taped it closed.
just throw it and pray.
Throw it like a frisbee.
You open it, all your like sausages all off to the side. You're like, well, what can I do?
None pizza left beef. It's fine.
Yeah, there you go. None pizza left beef.
What is that?
Oh man!
From like 2007. Also, we have a viewer.
Oh,
Hi.
hi viewer.
None pizza
viewer.
left beef
Cheers.
is my favorite, especially if you get it on the Pizza Miss T-shirt from John Green and Hank Green's channel.
There was a none pizza left beef necklace that I really want.
Whoa.
What's happening? What's happening?
None pizza
Oh my
left beef.
That's how they ordered, and that's how it showed up.
Oh wow.
Huh.
No
No
pizza with left
more
beef.
beefs.
None pizza with left beef.
That is ridiculous.
Yeah, agreed.
So, who wants to do a recap of where we left off last time?
I don't remember what we did.
That's good, because I don't either.
Wait, no, we cleaned, right? We cleaned.
Yeah, and Mike said "fuck you" when you tried to like give him some shit. He's like, "I'll be at the bar." I remember that.
I was getting to that.
I'm just gonna go make myself a drink then, Parker. You cover it.
Yeah,
That's
fuck
what
you,
this
Larson.
means.
Fuck you.
This
That-
channel is for mature audiences.
Well, I wouldn't go that far. Mature is kind of a stretch.
Not for children.
Cold. You can always see your nipples. You wear tight shirts. You whore.
We're talking about nipples. I don't know. We got
Hi,
really
Mary Beth.
distracted already.
Sorry,
It's
Michael.
a distracting topic.
It is.
Michael was telling me that he turned the AC off because it was cold outside, and I said, well, I was warm because we had gone on a walk, and he said his nipples were showing, and I said his nipples are always showing because he wears tight shirts.
Bumblebee tuna.
Okay.
What?
Bumblebee tuna.
Why?
Bumblebee
I
pea-
know that reference.
What are you saying?
It's from Ace Ventura. Your balls are showing.
Oh, I kept hearing Bumblebee pizza.
Bumblebee tuna.
Your balls are showing. Nope, I got nothing.
All right, never mind.
But Mike gets it.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I've also seen Ace Ventura. Why I have to watch it again now?
It's what he tells one of the, I forget which character he tells, but like their testicles were showing. I think it was the trans cop. It was like Finkel is Einhorn, Einhorn is Finkel. Whatever. Yeah, but when they were dressed up as a female,
I really didn't get that when I was a kid and I watched the movie. All of it was very...
the balls were hanging out the back.
Yep.
Yeah.
I get it now.
Hi, Parker's crotch.
I had to pull my pants up. I had like crack. I had like Magic the Gathering crack. Okay.
I have a question.
Matt, do you want to screen share this, please?
Yep.
Thanks.
Patrons getting their money's worth tonight.
So this guy would go around at Magic the Gathering tournaments and
Whoa!
with like his cracks.
He's like butt crack Jesus.
Yeah, and like he's like, this is what he's known for. And look, he's pulled other people in. Like,
oh, that's tremendous.
Yeah, he got banned for a while for doing this, but they just recently lifted the ban.
no shit, there was a ban on doing it. That's hilarious.
They like banned him from going to tournaments for a while, but they just recently.
Oh.
Wow.
Maybe they could ban butt cracks instead.
That would get rid of literally every single nerd who played Magic the Gathering.
Or they could like buy belts
Pull their
and
shirt.
pull their pants up.
Yeah, just like pull your shirt down or your pants up. Or
there's a thing that Duluth Trading started doing called the Long Boy T-shirt.
Yeah.
Don't have plumber's crack. Like, we made our T-shirts extra long so that you can tuck them in even when you're sitting down and don't show your butt crack.
They also have extra long tank tops that, like, I only wear extra long tank tops because I'm so paranoid that my butt crack should ever show in public.
Maggie, you're also really gay.
I know. I did
yesterday.
Really? Yesterday, I was like, I have a whole drawer full of undershirts. I was like, going through them, and I was like, I only like these. Like, these are the ones you got me for Christmas, right? And Kate was like, yeah. And I was like, throw all of these away. Can you go in line and order 3 of every color?
God damn.
She was like, okay.
Go pick them up in my Subaru.
Whatever. Fine. Shut up.
Hey, we are not going to stereotype tonight.
I do have a Subaru, so I would have to pick them up in my Subaru.
What
Maggie,
kind of
do you have
Subaru is it too? Does it really nail the
Is
joke?
it an Outlander?
It's not an Outlander. It's a cross track.
Okay,
So-
those, you know, they haven't gotten quite as much of the stigma, but they're close enough to looking like the other one. That I was going to say.
Maggie always calls me on being gay, so I had to get her one time.
That's true.
She does it literally so much that she asked me to put it in our comic.
Because it is far more common for me to have to be like, "What? You're so gay," than for you to have to say it to me.
Wait, where is this comic? How come I'm not reading this comic?
Because neither one of us can draw.
Is it in a place where the world can see it yet, or is it still just in the works?
No, we just come up with hilarious ideas and text each other about it.
Okay.
Are the jokes and stuff you're putting together requiring some art, or can you just do like the people do online sometimes that like just draw really shitty characters? And
That's
just
true. We could just do some stick figures.
That's how XKCD happened.
Seriously, I mean, look at that, or look at what's the other one everybody loves, where it's just this kind of circular Cyanide and Happiness. That's not
sure.
good art.
That's literally how my characters look, though. Like, hold on. These are my drawing skills. I'm actually not terrible at drawing, but like.
This is Strong Bad, skills of an artist.
You're not happy enough with them to share them with the world?
I can like copy something
Little
and
stick,
it look okay.
boobs, short hair.
I definitely couldn't draw people though. I control D&D maps. That's it.
Well, see, the big thing too is you look at any of the online comics that didn't start with like good art, and when you have to crank those out once a week, you know, once you start getting a following for a while, you look at like Penny Arcade.
Oh yeah.
It started out looking like shit. The one with the I can't remember the comic. There's tons of examples of that, right? You
Penny
look back,
Arcade got way better.
Yeah, Penny Arcade got great, and even Cyanide and Happiness. The old ones look like shit, and the newer ones look decent.
Oh, that's fantastic. I like it.
Comic with characters
Totally.
like that.
Oh,
That's
yeah.
awesome.
I
Did
couldn't
you
draw
just
that,
or were
so,
you
you
looking
know.
for it?
I just drew it.
So imagine if you had like 5 minutes and not 50 seconds.
Yeah.
You'd probably add like 2 more lines, and you'd be like, it's still this.
That
Well,
started off so promising, Larson, as a compliment.
I know, right?
Listen, that's just Larson at this point. It is what it is. But like, this is what I used to like draw all my characters like in high school, and like, you know.
On camera, figure it out. I like that. I like that
Yeah.
style. I'd look at something like that.
I would
have
read that strip.
I have read far worse looking shit.
Yeah,
I'll be
we
That's
need
good
your
too.
artist.
I read that too. I'd look at something with that art.
Sure.
You're so
Yeah.
gay.
You have to share that in the group.
I was gonna say, the one character's clearly not wearing pants though.
That's
But
whatever.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's
Well,
definitely
see,
not
that
wearing
would be
pants,
low key
but-
the joke. Like many issues down, somebody would say that. It's like, I've never worn pants. It's like,
Oh, wait.
Oh, wait. I guess it's
Yeah,
okay then.
we probably need to really get into it and actually do it. I once created a wonderful idea for a webcomic with Adrian that we never actually made while we were living in Indiana, and the whole religious freedom bill was a big thing.
Yeah.
We had this amazing webcomic we were going to make where we were like roommates in Indianapolis, and our landlord was like super homophobic, like racist, whatever, and we were a Jew and a lesbian. So he wants to kick us out, but he needs the income from the apartment. So he was always coming up with like get rich quick schemes that we would have to like go behind his back and try and foil his schemes to make sure we could continue to rent our apartment.
I think Parker has a question.
What
What
up?
is the religious freedom thing that you're talking about?
Oh, in Indiana, they think that if you say that God is your reason for hating gay people, that you should not have to allow them in your restaurants or the places, the apartments that you rent or things like that. And that's
It's
the law.
essentially legalized discrimination.
Yeah,
see,
it's
I didn't
like-
know that was an option. I feel like Arizona needs to
That
get
was-
on the bandwagon.
That was the Religious
Allow me
Freedom
to discriminate properly.
Restoration Act signed by Governor Mike Pence.
Correct.
You're welcome, America.
Yeah.
It was meant to be like a public signing, like a big event. And he realized that there were going to be some people upset. So they decided to do it behind closed doors, and he had a bunch of religious figures behind him when he signed it.
Yeah, it was great.
And then the next week was Gen Con.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was a hot mess. It was a hot
It was a
mess.
fucking disaster.
Yeah, there was like the bakery that didn't want to make the cake for the gay wedding, but there was also like some pizza place that didn't want to serve gay people, and they were like, it's against our religion, and we're like, you're a pizza place. It was very
Yeah,
strange.
And so as you walk around Indy now, you'll go to many businesses and there will be a sticker on their door that says we serve everyone here. And that is from that period of time.
A direct, yeah.
You
we
know,
got that
I
on
was really worried, like you
library.
were about to say, you'll go places and see a sticker that says, we don't serve gay people here. Or something
Yeah,
like
no
that.
gays
I'm
allowed.
so glad that it was the opposite, where it's like, we are proud to say.
Yeah, the issue was actually not so much in Indianapolis itself anyway, but boy, there are probably stickers like that outside of Indianapolis.
Oh, yeah,
Probably.
sure.
There
At which
is-
point, then you have to go in there, get the food, pay, have it given to you, and then immediately make out while eating said pizza or whatever.
Right.
This slice is almost as good as my wife's face.
If you said wife's pussy, it would have a better.
Then you get in trouble with the law for indecent exposure. I'm trying to keep people less.
You say it. You don't eat her pussy.
Okay,
in
good.
the
I was
restaurant.
worried.
Oh, wow.
I wanted like the full on, like just go. Really, really piss him off.
Good
That would get you in
point.
trouble with the law.
Parker, that fits your style of shit you say. You could have been meaning that.
I
True.
am not an exhibitionist.
But are you?
I'm not.
I don't know. I don't know if I believe it.
I'm not. Stresses me out.
Stresses me out. Don't
Yeah, I
look at
mean, same.
No one look at my body.
Yeah.
So I many years
Anyhow.
ago
Uh-oh.
made my own little webcomic.
That's not
I
right.
thought you were going to say dabbled in exhibitionism. I was going to get real interested here for a minute.
Oh,
Mike, you've done a little bit of everything, man. I believe exhibition could be in your portfolio, but
I'm not saying I haven't.
my dad accidentally stayed at a nudist colony once.
That is not where I thought that sentence was going.
Yeah. He let his wife book the hotel. And she's an idiot. So she booked it at a nudist colony because they were cheap, but she didn't pay attention to what it said. And my dad got there to check in and looked out at the pool and he was like, "Are they all naked? Is everyone naked?" And then he found out they had a communal bathroom and he was like, "We'll just forget it. We'll just go find a new hotel."
well, I half expected the receptionist to be like, "Yeah," and then looks and he's naked.
I
Last-
believe that the receptionist was like took like 10 minutes to get up to the front desk because they were in the back viewing a porno that had recently been shot there. So already they were off to a great start.
Hey,
Speaking
you
of
need to be
pornos.
prepared to answer questions about the place you represent.
Yeah, I mean,
Someone
hey,
goes, "Is that where that giant dick was like resting against the wall?" Yeah, that's the one.
that's the spot.
All?
I don't know. I didn't know where I was going. I couldn't picture statues in a lobby. I was gonna say resting on like a statue's head because that seemed weirder. But I went with wall.
Yeah,
Leave
like
me
a
alone, Parker.
countertop.
When I was in Switzerland,
Oh.
a similar situation happened. I did a study abroad in college, and there was a group of 4 of us. It was myself and 3 of the ladies that were on the trip. We went to Zurich from Munich, and the hotel that we stayed in was in the red light district. But we didn't know that until we got there, and there was an attached strip club. And the room that we had rented for the whole night, we were the only ones staying the whole night. The rooms were rented by the half hour, and so it was me and 3 girls staying. It was an interesting experience.
Oh,
Everybody thought like, "Look at this player!" Like
That was not happening.
I think that something was weird when they were like, "Oh, we rent by the half hour."
Well, that wasn't on the website when we booked it.
that's nice.
All right, I gotta step away for a second. My dog's losing his mind. I'll be right back. Let's
Okay.
try and
guys,
let's
game
try
is
and
paused.
play here in a minute.
Game is paused.
Game
I'm
is
gonna go get
paused.
my wine.
Stop playing the game.
Oh, there's more.
Oh,
happening.
wait.
Hell yeah!
Oh boy.
Here's my very punny comic.
I want to kill myself.
Oh, I love it. It's hot. I love it.
Look at that art. It's so great. Here's another one.
Good night.
Couple of bad apples.
Uh-huh. Uh-huh.
Wow.
Yep.
Aw.
Uh-huh. Yep. Mm-hmm.
I like your wife.
I like
is
that. Yeah, I was to say that
supportive.
Catherine is so supportive here.
This one's particularly good.
Wow. Yeah, that is.
Okay, that one's good.
I like that.
Yeah.
I also created a comic back in the day, It was called The Adventures of Lard Lad and Spam Girl. I have no idea where any of those are, but I was
Lard Lad.
Lard Lad and Spam Girl. I was Spam Girl.
Wow.
Wow.
Okay.
What did you do, Larson?
I'm just finding this silence hilarious because I'm thinking about that one Twitch viewer you mentioned is just watching us.
Hey, Twitch viewer.
To be fair, he's also streaming at the moment, so.
Well, then he's not watching us.
He's going between streaming Final Fantasy VII and watching us.
Oh man, I just finished that last night. Fuck.
If anyone wants to send me a PS4,
I was just thinking that. It's like, I don't have the system for that, but
it's on the Switch.
Oh, is it really?
Oh no, the remake is just PS4.
What?
Who's playing Final Fantasy VII? The original, it sounds like that's on the Switch.
I'm gonna kill myself.
Yeah, the remake is only PlayStation 4.
Well, time to send my brother $60.
Why are you sending your brother $60?
Because he has a PlayStation 4 and he can buy the game, and then I can go over to my parents and play it.
Oh,
there you go.
Apparently, the physical copy is difficult to get because of everything. People literally online are selling the physical for like upwards of $100, $120, $140.
Wow.
That's
So
ridiculous.
digital is probably best.
So it's like the original Final Fantasy VII hard copy for PlayStation 1.
I mean, I guess, yeah. That's under my bed right now, along with the soundtrack, because Mike there had it, and I had to have it too.
Yeah,
because
because that soundtrack fucking slaps, dude.
Oh my god! I was just when we started, I had my remote play on the computer here connected to the PlayStation, and my theme is a Final Fantasy VII remake theme, so it's just on loop playing like Aerith's theme, and it's all piano and it's fucking gorgeous.
I bet the new soundtrack is beautiful.
Dude, they have this hip hop like variation on a chocobo theme. I listened to it and I'm just like, this is fucking rad. Like, it is great with the chocobo like doing its like sounds and these just like big like womp womp kind of like hip hop beats. It's
that sounds cool.
I used to get really high and listen to the Final Fantasy soundtrack. Yeah.
Oh, classic.
Sephiroth.
Genova.
Or is that the Genova theme? That was the last Genova fight, right?
Yeah, it's Genova. You can't see it, but it's Genova. Can you see it? Can you see that it says Genova?
Yeah.
We can see the reflection of your computer screen. That's about it.
I know. That's why I just moved it around. I was like, this is pointless.
So the thing that sucks is the official soundtrack doesn't release until like later this month, and they're charging like $80 for it or something. So I hope at that point people will turn around and of course put up the high quality stuff. But like this hip hop one, like I can't wait to hear that in like good quality, because everything on YouTube, like if you try to look it up, it's called Hip Hop to Chocobo, is just like rough. Because in the game, any of the music, if it's not happening in real time as you're playing, it's played via a jukebox in the game, and that jukebox makes it sound a little distorted. So every recording, like if you try to listen to it on YouTube, sounds like across the room on like a first gen Nokia, like fucking garbage sound.
Hold on.
Did you look it up, Parker? Is that what you're listening to?
It was bad. It was bad quality.
Yeah, you will not find good quality. The best quality you can find is actually the ones where people haven't tried to artificially raise it and just let the jukebox play. That's as good as it's going to get until the soundtrack's out.
Hmm.
I hate it.
But everything on there is so good, so good. Like, they brought back the same composer, so like he went and took his original Babies and made it great. And there's one little hint at the Cosmo Canyon song, and I'm like, I need that shit in my life, because that was the fucking one that I think I loved the most from the soundtrack originally.
Well, I love when they bring artists back to reinterpret like their original work after they've developed over the course of many years.
Like they did not think, like I watched this interview about it. For starters, they did not think he'd come back. Like he had kind of gone off and become popular in a way that they were like, he's not going to come back to rehash an old thing. Yeah, he did, because Japan. And they basically said that they couldn't put off the idea of the remake any longer because it kept getting put off ever since the tech demo that was not meant to be anything way back in the day. They realized if they keep waiting, all of the original people who made the game, who they really wanted to bring in to make sure that this was as good as it could be, they were getting older. And they're like, we literally are competing against time. If we wait too long, we're going to start losing people from the original team. So they were like, we got to get this shit going. And it shows, man. Like, they tweaked and changed a lot of stuff, but a lot of stuff they didn't. It is fucking marvelous. I can only hope it turns around to something like PC quicker for all the people who don't have PlayStation 4s.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to playing it because I actually have never played Final Fantasy VII, and it's not been spoiled.
I would love to hear your take when that finally happens, because
a
game that is great for new people and great for people who have played it like before. Like, oh, so good, so good. That's a perfect transition, Rick. You could go.
Anywho,
I was gonna say, I was just thinking, it's like, well, we're almost 45 minutes in here. We started the recap.
we did not finish it.
Hey, when last we left our heroes.
No, I was glad that you reminded me about Ty getting upset and going to the bar, because like that was a part of my notes that didn't. I just wrote down Minty steps on Ty's toes, and I was like, literally, I don't remember what that means.
No, not literally.
I forgot about that.
They
What
were
So bad at notes,
bossing
though.
people around.
One time.
It was great. And then we got into a fight, and we killed
Yeah, we did.
a bunch of people and captured a living computer thing.
Yeah, a Vulcanuff.
So probably wasn't the best choice of things to keep alive, but
It's also like a very rare species, right?
Yeah,
Like,
it's super
killing
cool.
it would have been a crime against the galaxy.
yeah, that's true. It's just probably smarter than all of us and like can outwit us.
Nah, it's definitely smarter than us, but it can't outwit us.
Hopefully not. And we got in that firefight because we did some snooping.
We
broke into their ship,
sensor in
basically.
that area that had the like shitty bullshit seal or whatever on it.
Yeah, they were like, don't go in there because it's sealed for trade purposes. And we were like, that looks fake. Let's open it. And we did. And then it was like, okay, we're going to blow up. Self-destruct.
Yes.
Text from Talon Cod.
Talon Cod,
Ah,
the sexiest man in the universe.
Love him.
confused.
He wears
by
two
him.
capes.
Do Ty and I both have big crushes on him?
I think so.
Yeah.
Cool.
Bella's super confused by the whole thing. It's fine.
She slammed a beer.
She failed at it, but she tried.
Slam a beer.
Yeah, she did try and got back just in time for things to be happening, and then the self-destruct, blah, 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 and then you fixed it, and then we walked in, and it was like self-destruct, blah, blah, blah.
Yeah.
Yeah, and then And then the people came back and they were like, "We're gonna kill you," and we're like, "We're gonna kill you first."
We're gonna kill you harder.
And then we did.
And we did.
I turned into a wasp, but not before failing and turning into a chameleon. Or not a chameleon.
Iguana?
Oh, it was chameleon. Were you blending in with stuff?
Chameleon. It was chameleon.
It was a chameleon, okay.
Yeah.
I love how this is the universal sign for chameleon.
You know, they knew what I was talking about. That's all that matters.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right.
We kept one person alive, right?
The weird
Volkanov.
living computer thing.
Biological AI. Nebula colors. Skin like oobleck.
Oh yeah, I didn't know what that was.
Oh right.
Did you make some?
No, I did not.
Fair. We should make it together sometime. That'll be fun.
Video chat.
Yeah.
All right.
Research for your comic.
You are basically surrounding this being. They are at your mercy. What would you like to do?
I mean, I think Ty's still very confused about this whole situation. Why exactly were we looking in this ship in the first place? I seem to remember we weren't supposed to be doing that. Went to go get a drink and came back and alarms were sounding.
I'm trying to remember, was the seal broken when I had gone in there, or was it just obviously
Forged. It was obviously forged.
Mm-hmm.
Like it was
Yeah,
fake.
'cause I remember distinctly us determining that. So that was the determination that led to going in there, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I believe so. So yeah, that I'd say as much then at that point is the seal was blatantly a fake. So I checked it out and set off some problems.
Well, I can't say they didn't have it coming. All do seem to be Zona lackeys.
This does seem to be the opposite of laying low, though. There's like 1, 2, 3, 4, 6, 4 dead bodies here. So what do we do now?
It's a good question. Well, we also got some data from them, and well, we have this big ship now.
Rick, was there any response to anybody else like in the bay during this? Like, or were we for some reason all alone at that time?
So you guys are the entire crew of the docking bay?
Aside from the boss.
Aside from
Yeah,
the
so
We are security.
we are the manager.
Well, no, we're not the manager. Miss Borstanians always yells at me for using ampersand in the ships.
We are the knight. We are Batman.
Well, actually.
We are Karen.
We are all Karen.
Oh God, kill me now.
I love it.
I don't want to be Karen.
You don't have a choice, though.
No.
Just refresh my memory. What did we find in there?
A bunch of
Uh,
information.
data from a cryo chip.
That one.
Okay.
But I don't know that we actually read the data yet.
So no, we opened one, and I interfaced with it. I don't.
And you said you were
remember-
an exhibitionist.
Yeah, I was totally exhibiting myself.
I was watching.
Gross.
Cool.
That's what an exhibitionist wants. I'm
Yeah.
just giving
I'm a
time.
good friend.
That's called voyeurism.
Best friends.
You know what? My character might be down.
Every exhibitionist needs a voyeur.
Okay.
So yeah, we downloaded data from one data core, but have not looked at it.
Okay.
We were busy fighting.
Because
maybe
you set off
then
the
I
alarm.
Oh, right.
some of us should probably get rid of these bodies while maybe the others check into this data.
I mean, we could just move them onto the ship for now.
Outer space is right there.
Or,
Yeah, I was gonna say there's space. I'm sure that in this bay, there's probably the ability to space some stuff, but
oh, would we know that, or are there just going to be bodies orbiting this?
I mean, we run this place. We'd probably know. The depressurization would fire that bitch off.
My headcanon is like there's a crew that like goes out and sweeps the outer part of the outpost because there is a lot of debris.
That's fair. Yeah.
And like I'm sure they would find bodies. It's kind of like the people that drive the golf carts at the driving range that pick up the balls.
Yeah.
It's probably some teenager in a little space pod that picks up debris.
And people shoot their space trash at them as they're going around picking it up.
Minimum space wage. That's great.
Minimum space wage.
Oh yeah, minimum space wage. I imagine that we have a waste, removal system in this shuttle bay that maybe would dissolve bodies depending on what kind of waste is put out.
Do we have a Star Wars crusher? Is that what we have?
Oh,
I would assume so.
we just throw it in the garbage garbage port. Just not our problem.
Turn off all the garbage measures on the detention level.
We do have a bunch of cryo boxes. We could just shove them in the cryo boxes.
I mean, we got to do something because if anybody wanders in here, we got bodies everywhere. That's my main concern from my character's perspective. I don't know about putting them into a septic system, but it's just I think
Carol Baskins.
Thinking about yeah.
Kill their husband.
Finally finished that, by the way, today. Even the Joel McHale interview.
I mean, we have the ship now, so someone could just take it out far enough.
I don't see the problem with just shoving them into a compartment on the ship for now.
Yeah, that works for now.
It sounds very dark.
Yeah.
Sprocket, your character would know that it would really, really fuck up the septic system if you put a body in it.
Perfect. Then yeah, I would agree with that, and we would just want to make sure that whatever containers we use is something that has a nice seal on it, because God knows how long they'll be in there. We don't want anything getting out.
I'm gonna just grab a body by the ankles and start dragging it into the ship.
You have to. So you have to put them in a way where it looks normal, I guess. So,
I don't think it's going
What's
to
normal
look
about this?
They've
They're
got
going to be in a bin.
holes in them.
I mean, if someone were to find them, you would
Pretty much be fucked.
all over the cabin and, stuff like that. You don't
Like
want
they just did a mass suicide or something?
mass suicide.
Like they drank the Kool-Aid?
Oh,
They
so that
covered in-
we still understand that reference.
Oh, in this universe, Kool-Aid exists. I'm sure.
It's just like Cinderella.
I don't know what Kool-Aid is, but they have laser holes in them, so I don't think anybody's going to believe that they drank something and died.
No, just like they were doing the normal stuff.
And then got shot and died.
Yeah.
All right.
They were playing darts. They were taking turns being the goalie. They got some holes.
I'm going to slowly start moving bodies in and leave them in super random spots all around the ship because that's what Missy told me to do, and I trust them.
I'm gonna follow up with everybody you leave in an open place and put it in a sealable
I'm gonna set one up in like one of the seats, like it's like driving or something.
You're gonna put the fucking shades
One
on.
of them sitting on the toilet. Like I didn't fully get it, but
Oh, there we go. I got him right here. You're just doing this number.
Weekend at Bernie's them all.
There we go. That's what I was thinking of.
Yeah, somebody capture that as a highlight so we can put that on our YouTube channel. So
We
we can
did
have
that.
Larson as Weekend at Bernie's.
Yeah, I'm not actually playing. I died, and Cubby was just nice enough to set me up and start the Zoom, guys.
nice.
Weekend at Bernie's, this game session.
Well, that's what I have done. Everybody that I move in, I have put in really random positions.
I legitimately follow up with each of those, do a little shake my head kind of motion, and I then put the bodies in a sealable like storage container.
You have it on like a cart or something? You dragging it around with you? You put them all in
Yeah,
the same
if there's
one?
not something that we can just use on their ship, I would assume that we would definitely have that in the game.
Sealable storage container do you have? How many bodies are there?
What, four?
Yeah, there's 4 bodies. And so
4 grown adults. I
have
mean,
you
like,
seen like the trash
Cargo bay
containers?
for massive transport and transit.
okay, I mean, I'm from Indiana. You can't even fit that in my grandma's deep freezer in the garage.
No. I'm talking about like the construction size,
Like a dumpster.
demolition, like wheelie dumpsters that you push in front of you.
Okay.
Midwestern thing I think I've ever heard you say.
Every once in a while.
It slips through. Anderson will catch up to you,
You can't really get rid of Anderson, Indiana.
says the girl who went to see Hanson for her birthday.
I mean, you can't get rid of it. There's like a weird combination there. It's the most Hoosier place in the whole world.
That's just being a female presenting human who lives through the 80s.
It's true. I was
Man.
in love.
I can't lie. My wife totally went to see Backstreet Boys and TLC when they were in town.
Handsome
I would do it.
Backstreet Boys slaps in sync with my first concert.
Yeah. That Pokeball
I've heard that as adults, the Hanson guys are actually like good at music now. So
They
I
were
can't
good at
judge.
music then.
Like if you would have seen original Hanson, I'd be like, But I've heard that.
No, you would be. Yeah, thank you. Bop.
I don't appreciate your attitude about that.
Well, if you spend almost 20 years doing the same thing, you're bound to get a little better.
Yeah.
Just like what we were talking about a minute ago.
Exactly, just like with the start drawing your comic.
Mike has
I hate
left
you
the
guys.
building.
It was
Yeah,
like
and
I wasn't gonna get down with the bashing of Hanson. That's why.
Maggie's like, there's a lot of things I'm okay with. Indiana restaurants telling me I can't eat there. Something else, but I will not stand for Hanson bashing.
It's where I draw the line.
Upon this hill, I will wage my war.
Not in my house, not in my house.
That's the thing that like drives a wedge between me and Maggie, like for years to come. Just in the back of her mind, like, you know what?
That's
Fuck
fucking
man,
About
Larson.
Hanson.
I'm okay with him being part of this group still because I know you guys like him, but fuck that guy. Why? I don't know. I don't know, Hanson, but I don't know.
Yeah, fuck that guy.
Oh
If
man.
that was why I was written off of like anything, I'd be like, it's too good a story to tell. I don't even know if I could be mad. Like,
Huh.
yeah, this online group I was with for years, they kicked me out because I bashed Hanson. What? Yeah, I talked down
amazing.
of Hanson. I specifically said younger Hanson, back when they were Hanson, weren't any good, and yeah, I found myself not invited the next time.
Just
Got it.
randomly left out of the group.
Yep, and suddenly I was kicked from the Facebook group, and I'm like, what? And then everybody unfriended me, and I'm like, wow, this is serious.
But
There's like
suddenly we
1,000
gained
issues of Tiger Beat that would
consistent
disagree
viewer.
with you. Is all I'm saying.
I'm watching on Twitch crying to myself, like, you guys bring in some other schmo, and I'm just like,
Shane just like randomly shows up next week and we all pretend like nothing happened.
Yup, and Shane, the first thing he says when he comes on, he's like, hey guys, I'm Shane. I love Hanson. It's like, Fuck, man.
Oh,
At least we replaced you. We didn't even replace Ryan.
That would have been funny if we found some other string bean, like, self-loathing person to kind of take the position. I say that as descriptive, not to be shitty. Like, the dude was a string bean, so I told him that to his face.
Wait, what did you tell him to his face?
that he was
I
a
told
string
him that
bean.
he was like ridiculously skinny. I think I called him a string bean on at least one occasion.
Oh, he hated that.
Oh yeah, I mean he was, like it's I don't know. It's like me saying Chris has a beard. It's like it's just a fact, man. Look, there's a beard there.
Hey,
It
Mike.
wasn't
true.
a sensitive subject for him.
Holy shit, Mike! Did your hair change?
You'll recall that. Yeah. What happened with Mike?
Did he change his hair again?
No, Larson was mentioning people's physical appearance things, and I was reminding everybody that Mike's hair changed a couple weeks ago.
Oh yeah.
Your hair is blonde.
Nope, it's been the same for a while now.
Yeah, drunk Chris had a lot of fun with that 3 games ago.
Oh, that's great.
Yeah.
I forgot about that, but I was drunk at the time.
Maggie, are you vaping?
I am. I don't do it very often, but sometimes I do.
The pupper in the back you're getting judged by.
Am I the only one? Again?
What?
Brozo, do you vape?
No.
I haven't in a while because I don't even know where the damn thing is, but I smoked hookah like right before starting this, so.
No, I spent most of my life super vanilla, so I actually have never smoked anything.
The older I get, the more I realize that the kind of constraints to trying things are loosening a bit because it's just like, what the fuck? Whereas when I was young, I was like, no, I don't want to, fuck things up. Like Mike will tell you, like I didn't drink at all. Like I didn't drink till my 21st birthday. I could count on one hand the amount of times that it had accidentally happened, including a time drinking a Coca-Cola that was full on a counter. Apparently that was the one where everybody was cleaning up and pouring drinks in it. So the Coca-Cola had to be Larson's. And I drink it, and it's just a bunch of beer that had been poured in there. And I'm like, that's not Coke. And I just set it down. Yes, Parker?
How do you accidentally drink?
That was one.
That was it.
That was one story. I had eaten some of those, like my mom and dad had gotten some of those liquor like chocolates that have like the kind of almost candied liquor inside. So I had a chocolate, and I'm like, this is disgusting. It's like, yeah, that's because that had like Kahlua in it. Somebody tried to spike a 44 ounce of mine when we were at a party once. They claimed they only put like a capful of vodka in my 44 ounce. But the moment I took a sip, I knew something was off, and I left it on a shelf. And I think those were the 3 occasions before my 21st birthday, which was the night before finals at the community college I was going to.
Yeah, I went, my goal throughout high school was to get Larson to smoke weed with me, and just
never happened.
Never happened.
Yeah, it's crazy. And then anytime I've mentioned that happening since, I'm sure there's a little part of Mike, and he said as much, where it's kind of like, oh man. So next time I'm out there in Indiana, we'll have to smoke and hang out, and I'll tell you about how I think apparently we're all like I go crazy if I smoke too much. I think that we're all what was it? Bird people. I don't even know the basis of that, but apparently we're bird people. I don't understand. I forget how human bodies work. And then I think I was telling Cubby when we were doing it one time, that I thought we were all like birds with human skin on us. I don't know. I react out there to smoking, apparently.
I just go fetal, so.
I do love a good edible, though. Man, those things are like the tits.
I also go fetal. I'm not fun to smoke with. Yeah. I enjoy it, but hit it, leave me alone.
I get tired or I get way too far gone, and that's usually when I don't like it as much.
Just take a hit and then go fetal. Sometime
when I'm with all of you, I'll have to try this out. Just
see, there we go.
Sheer curiosity. I got to see what happens.
We'll have a nice time. It'll be great.
Finally got Catherine to smoke weed, and she still insists it doesn't do anything to her.
Wow.
First started with just a pipe, right? And she's like, that doesn't work. And I was like, well, you're probably not inhaling, so here, try a bong hit. And
try to avoid that inhale. Yeah.
Try and avoid that. And she still maintains it does nothing.
See, that happened to me the first time where I was like, finally, I'll do this. It was a friend's wedding, and I'm like, we're up in Prescott, and I'm like, all right, this is my gift to you because I'm poor as shit at the time. I'll smoke with you. And a friend of ours was basically like, dude, you're going to get paranoid. You might puke. You're going to get all dry mouth. Just be prepared for all of this. I felt nothing. I think the verbatim statement I told him at one point is, I slightly feel like when you think about those Kibbles and Bits Lean commercials with the people kind of walking a little sideways, I felt like angled a little bit, nothing else. And the guy who told me all that shit swore up and down the cops were raiding the hotel, puked in somebody's fucking sink. And I'm like, you're the guy telling me like how this is going to go.
Yes, Parker?
I started drinking when I was 14 and started smoking weed when I was 15. So this is all adorable to me.
Oh man, I
21, smoked at like 28. I don't fucking know.
Drink at 22, and actually I lied. I did recent, like within probably a year ago, I smoked hookah with a friend.
That's a tobacco, you bad boy.
Yeah.
I started smoking weed in 7th grade.
Wow.
You're what, 12? In 7th grade? 12, 13?
I think that sounds about right, yeah.
Never.
And
I
then
think I was sophomore. Might have been a freshman, but I think I was a sophomore in high school.
I've been around it a couple of times, but it gives me a headache so bad that I can't keep my eyes open. Just have to go hide in a closet. Like, I've never actually done it myself, but every time I've been around it, I can't handle it.
I wonder how an edible would go for you then, because I don't enjoy the smoking part. Like, I hate that coughing, that immediately hard. Like, but man, an edible, like I said, I love a good edible.
I made spicy vape juice.
Yeah, we just do the oil.
Yeah. See, and I totally forget that that's a thing now. Like, that's an option because pipes, I hate them. I always burn my throat. I cough. It hurts. A decent bong, sometimes I'll survive, but almost always, because I don't do it often enough, I'll take too big a hit. Next thing you know, I'm having that cough where you think your lungs are going to come out of your mouth, and then you're instantly high.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I totally forgot that vapes are a thing now. Like, I had a little bit of a friend's vape pen at work. She told me we had our own office, and we were the only two in the office. She had a pen, and she said, I have this just kind of take the edge off a little bit. Like, we were close enough that she was willing to share that with me. She's like, here, have a little bit. And of course, again, I'm an idiot. I take a good long drag, blow it out, everything's fine because it's a vape pen. I was fucking gone within half an hour. And I'm sitting there and she's like, are you okay? I'm like, I am not okay. I cannot leave this room. And it is taking so much for me to put this sentence together so that you understand that you need to lock the door when you leave. And I stayed in my office until like an hour after I should have gone home, because had I left, it would have been bad. It was fucking bananas.
No, I can't wait till they legalize it in Indiana so that they will have a smoking section at the concerts that I want to go to, so I don't have to have a bad time. Like, I can't go to concerts at the open air venues because the fucking smoke is so thick. It makes me have a bad time.
Don't ever go to a concert in Albuquerque, because even the closed space venues are like that.
Yeah, there's the concerts that I can legitimately go to are at the closed air places, because there's no smoking and they'll stop you. Like,
that doesn't stop people though.
Yeah, they're doing the secret down low, like hold the vape like long enough so that and there's nothing. Like,
but the only problem that I have with it is that I don't want it to be blown in my face, right?
Yeah, fair.
And so I don't care if you do it, right? I just don't want to get a big fucking headache because you're trying to have a good time.
Big boy headache.
That's fair.
I just want to stay away from it, right? So,
Anywho,
Where were we?
I have no idea.
we're doing a real bad job this time.
We're having a good time. I was stuffing bodies in a storage container, and we got off on the tangent of talking about the storage container, and then I don't know how we got away from there, but
Yeah.
so I've been taking the bodies that Maggie's been putting in weird Weekend at Bernie's positions, and I've just been like,
That's what Minty said to do.
yeah, I don't blame you. That's why I'm not like cutting it off at the pass. I'm letting you do what you're doing because that's what you were told to do, and then I'm course correcting.
So I think Ty wants to maybe try and modify this ship's manifest to say that the crew was going to take an extended leave on Fayus Outpost.
Okay.
And they were going to be docking it here for a while. So people don't come looking for them, maybe?
Okay. Cool. How are you going to do that?
I think, you know, a couple changes to, you know, the dates in the dock. This is all obviously on the computer system. Maybe like changes to emergency contact or you know, contact information for the crew. Just taking what's there and manipulating it a bit in a way that would not look suspicious. So I could, you know, say it would either be interface or maybe expertise.
Whichever you want, man. I would certainly lean interface, but
yeah, it's the same for me either way. So I would say interface as well. Let's see if I can fuck this up.
Look it up, sis.
So
look at that, I can.
Alarm goes off. We're gonna self-destruct.
As you put in the information, the computer system chirps at you in a way you've seen before, but it knows that the data that you have put in is invalid, and it does not accept the data.
Mm-hmm.
The system's transponder code says intrusion to vital data detected. Was the, like, basically the two-factor authentication of was this you?
Mm-hmm.
Right? So you see those alerts start to come through in the log on the ship.
Okay. Well, I would turn to anyone that was near me and say, well, we need to be expedient about whatever we're going to do here because the ship's expected to leave soon.
Just to be clear, Ty, you essentially have all of the data, so everything that you're seeing are errors that are only currently present within the ship. There's no external communications.
I figured that was the case, but
cool.
But still, I think Ty's a little paranoid that someone's going to come looking for this ship.
Ty gets in
sooner rather than later.
Did anyone get hurt in that battle, by the way? I feel like I remember some people taking injuries.
I think it was mostly superficial.
Yeah, someone did. Forget who.
I might have had something that was like a glance or a wound. That sounds familiar.
His but a flesh wound.
Well, if somebody got hurt, I would use my newfound abilities to not everybody has witnessed that, but I would try to heal people if for no other reason than it would look obvious that they had been shot. But if nobody's hurt, then.
I don't see any. This game doesn't have hit points, does it?
It does not. No.
No, I think you just have to like write like wound or.
Yeah, on the back of the character sheet, there's an injuries section.
Yeah, I wrote in wound there or something like that, I think.
Ah, I see it.
Yeah. So during combat, you take wounds, and then after combat, you either get healed, or if you don't get healed in a reasonable amount of time, you can like seek medical care, or if that doesn't happen in a reasonable amount of time, or it doesn't make sense in the story, then you can take it like a permanent handicap, or like not a necessarily permanent handicap, but more of like an actual like now you have a limp, or now you're missing a finger or whatever.
Oh no!
I
So
can lose my extra arms. Shit.
I have a minor wound that I will try to like get like into a quiet corner and focus to try and bring back that white glowy stuff on my hands, and then heal that.
Cool.
And if Sprocket is wounded, I'll pull him aside as well.
Are you a cleric?
Somehow. That's one of the things that I can do somehow. So yeah, if Sprocket is wounded as well, I'll pull him aside. And I don't think Sprocket or Minty were there for that conversation, so it might freak him out, but I'm going to do it anyway.
Okay. Roll expertise.
I will.
We said that was your magic stat, right? Was expertise? Yeah. Just making sure. Cool. So it doesn't seem quite as intense this time around because you're a little bit more used to it, but the white light sort of coalesces around your fingertips, and as you gently massage the injury, yours goes away pretty easy, and it takes you a little bit longer with Sprocket, but you're able to, in say 15 minutes of solid concentration, get both yourself and Sprocket feeling pretty good.
Okay, so Sprocket, I use weird magic stuff on you that you've never seen before.
Just wide-eyed the whole time.
Does it make me want a giant cheeseburger and a nap?
Yes.
Okay, cool. Just
Yes.
working through that still.
You are, I mean, if you could carbo load before a marathon, that's what you feel like you need to do right now. And then take a nap for like 2 days.
God, I
boy.
can't
You were fixing my minor wound.
That's not the problem. It really makes me hungry, and I'm not used to eating that much. It's maybe
I give
that's
you a
the
little
bar.
bar.
Thank you.
Minty, I don't think you've ever seen Bella eat a protein bar that quickly. Like, what would normally take like at least 5 minutes to eat was gone in 2.5 bites.
So that was terrifying. Probably don't do that in public.
This is the weirdest thing that I've ever experienced. I don't know. I'm trying to figure it all out. What are we at the ship? What are we going to do?
What about
Anyone?
this person? What are we gonna do?
Oh yeah, who's in charge? Baba, you wanted in here. Now you're in here. If you could see him right now.
Was that question of who's in charge directed to this particular group?
Yes.
Because I feel like you were looking at me. I'm not in charge of murder.
You can glance over and I'm pointing 4 fingers right at
I
Tyler.
just I'm used to taking orders when it comes to things like this. But I know there needs to be something because he's so pissed. I'll be right back.
He's so pissed.
Sprocket finger guns.
way better than anything any of us can do.
Three hands are a finger gun, one's my actual gun, and I'm like, oh. I should probably put that away.
Oh, that's great.
Well, we could always put a call into Mr. Card. I'm sure I'd be fine seeing him.
Me too.
Really? Because I think he's kind of weird. No?
No.
Sometimes weird is endearing.
I think he's
Right.
dreamy.
Sometimes weird is sexy.
He seemed to know about this crew, and he seems to be some sort of mysterious benefactor for us now.
You've
Okay.
got to love that.
In the meantime, we just leave it. I put the bodies in the ship, like you said, Minty. Just leave it.
Yeah, I look over at Sprocket. Yes.
Ooh.
So, Ellipsis, you get a message on your communicator. It says the designation of the ship is scheduled to leave in 6 hours.
Okay.
It's like a reminder that you had set for yourself to let you know when you were getting close to time that they had to be out of the docking bay.
Everybody, just a reminder, we are limited on time. We have 6 hours, so we have the better part of a day to figure out what we're gonna do. If we're gonna reach out to Card, in the meantime, just thinking about what I can do with my tech, and not knowing much about this really cool bio AI. Is there a way that I can, throw out a jamming signal or something? Because I don't know if this AI is going to try and interface with the ship or reach out to anybody else about a situation.
Sure.
About the situation. So I just want to kind of keep an eye on, if I can, the wireless space or jam, make sure that they can't do anything.
Yeah, and when you do that, the AI looks at you and says, I wasn't calling for help. There's no one else. Like, you didn't announce it or anything. Mm-hmm. They just knew that you were doing it.
What are we going to do? This doesn't seem like a good idea. If we don't need information from him, I don't know.
Could ask him about the explosive material. Could ask him about.
They just said there was no one else to communicate with. Is this their information?
They're all dead. Locally, they're all dead. You killed them.
Is this thing? Do we have it like tied up, or is it just sitting there?
I mean, it's at your mercy. It's just sitting there. It's not tied up, but I mean, it's not fucking going anywhere either.
So I'm gonna like get down, like kind of like get nose to nose with it and be like, what was all of this that you were moving then?
Backups. Data backups.
For what?
You tell me. You're the one who went in the cargo bay.
Well, see, my specialty doesn't really have anything to do with data backups or understanding any of that. I, however, do have some experience with getting people to explain things to me that I don't understand in a timely manner. So, what do you know?
I know we have data backups. I know that they're very sensitive. I know that there were more guards on this ship than there should have been. It only takes a crew of 3 and there were 6 of us.
And what was your job on the ship?
Navigator.
The navigator, right?
I'm the navigator.
I'm just going to say this. because I think it needs to be said. He doesn't seem to be very useful, and because of that is simply a liability. You can hide all the bodies that you want, but if this thing is out there to talk, it doesn't matter.
What are
You know where they
proposing?
were navigating to next? Like where they were heading after here?
They were going to Oakreth.
Hmm.
Was that their final destination?
Oakreth Prime. Yeah.
So you're not. Are you working for someone, or is this your data?
No, it's not our data. We're just a cargo ship. We're the guardians of the data. We're the custodians of the data on its journey.
So whose data is it?
It's Zona, isn't it?
Most of it belongs to Zona. Yeah.
Most of it.
Most.
Yeah.
But not the parts that don't.
What happens to you if you do not deliver this data?
Well, that depends. I figured you were going to kill me here. So I don't think anything different happens to me if I don't deliver the data. I'm not going to deliver the data. I'm not going to survive past about the next 20 minutes from what I can tell.
We're not killers.
Bullshit, you just killed the rest of my crew.
Yeah, we did actually do that.
I'm actually with he making a lot of sense. We
They
did
shot
kill
first.
his.
Not first.
They did try to kill us first. To be fair, I'm not interested in killing anybody, but they keep trying to kill me.
It was self-defense.
Self-defense or not, you are, in fact, killers. You killed the rest of my crew.
Not going to argue with him, right?
I was gonna say, I look over at everyone's like, he's got a point.
You're
I
not
think
wrong.
So now that we're killers, we can just kill this guy? Is that how that works?
I mean, that sounds like what he's saying, right? He's giving us permission to just.
I'm not giving you fucking permission. I'm saying I expect it. I'm not telling you to fucking kill me, okay?
Sounded like permission. Just saying, okay.
Hashtag not all men.
Ah,
Easier to ask for forgiveness than right? That's what the saying is, right?
that's
That-
what it is.
That is a colloquialism.
I mean, I'm just curious. What do you think that you should be left alive?
Huh.
Any reason at all? Because
I'm a good navigator.
I don't need navigation.
Perhaps we do.
I was gonna say, I don't know.
We have a brand new ship.
Yeah, we do have a ship now.
True.
I
I'm
don't
no good at
necessarily
navigation.
need to retain this form.
What was that?
I don't necessarily need to retain this form. My consciousness can be uploaded into a multitude of different ambulatory housings. What?
See, the thing that I have a problem with is you are so openly stating that we're killers now, and I'm curious as to who else you're going to state that to.
I don't have any reason to keep that information to myself.
So you would then turn us in.
Well, unless we gave him a reason not to.
So you're gonna fucking narc on us, is what you're telling us.
I'm telling you, you haven't told me not to, and you haven't given me a reason to want to not turn you in.
I think what he's getting at here, ladies and gentlemen, is he seems to be, and stop me if I'm incorrect here, a free agent at this point.
Absolutely.
Oh,
And not
I get that. Yes.
and not necessarily tied to a bipedal humanoid host.
So while you acknowledge that we killed the crew, you don't really seem to care about that. You're willing to kind of maybe work with us then.
My crew have passed on. I will mourn them. They were my crew. But since they are gone, and I am not, I need to continue being.
It's very logical.
Yeah, very logical.
I tend to trust machines a bit more than the organic type of being myself. Although I still perhaps have some reservations about trusting someone who just had all his friends shot at and killed by us. I don't see why you would have any reason to trust us.
I don't.
I mean,
I don't trust you. But
how can we build trust?
this version of me does not have to continue.
I don't understand what that means.
Does that mean that you can upload your consciousness into kind of like any free form, free floating vacant body?
No, any existing computer system. Any currently non-sentient computer system I can inhabit. And the new version of me could start fresh.
But why would you want to be a computer?
It's what I am.
They are a computer.
they're an AI.
Mm-hmm.
It's what I am.
Chris, your little robot could get a huge upgrade, it sounds like, and suddenly you have a little buddy.
I love
my
the impression that Sprocket is actually eating.
pardon my maybe soapbox here, but if we were to repurpose you and set you back to factory, it would be no different than just ending you here. Your existence as it is now is your existence, and if we end that and bring it back to whatever, we're just as much a killer then than we would be if we shot you in the head.
I wouldn't necessarily agree with that. I wouldn't lose my memories. I would just have a fresh starting point.
If it has its memories, then it can remember that we just killed 4 people right here and could still turn us in for that.
Right.
That is my concern. I don't care what form it takes if it still has the memory that we killed 4 people right here.
Bella.
Yes.
Their whole thing is not that they care that we're killers. They don't care that...
That's what I would say too if I was trying to get someone to not kill me.
Right, but they're under the assumption that regardless of how this conversation goes, we're going to kill them. So...
They're smart then.
They're a free agent. They don't care. Is it money? Is that a thing that you care about?
Continued
Purpose?
existence. Purpose.
Is there any means of maybe, like, say, for example's sake, like Ellipses kind of robo-drone thing takes on this AI, can we be sure to have it, like, contained until we can trust it? Feel like we can? Or is this AI probably too...
That's
it's like, that's not even...
That's imprisonment and then hoping for Stockholm syndrome, isn't it?
Yes! Yes!
Well, hold on.
Also, I have a sneaking suspicion this AI is far more sophisticated than Ellipsis or ampersand.
That's what I figured.
Yes,
Parker.
Parker.
I forgot what I was going to say, which is why I put my hand down.
Um,
Stockholm syndrome.
the AI was going to suggest it being a ship's computer.
I was about to suggest that too. I was like, well, considering
Because ampersand is currently at least somewhat sentient.
Mhm.
And taking over another sentient AI's form is like...
Murder.
It'd be like you cutting off someone's face and then putting it on. Like,
Wait, that's weird.
I feel like that was an unhappy reference. I don't like it.
Wait, real question. That's weird?
yes. Yes, that's weird.
Like
I-
the movie Face Off.
Yikes,
I-
Parker. Yikes.
My foreplay.
Okay.
Uh,
Anyway.
Michael looks good. All things, all things said. I assume.
I don't cut off my partner's face. I cut off someone else's face and pretend that I'm that.
Oh.
News.
I'm having flashbacks to an episode of Voyager now. Oof. Oof.
It takes role playing.
I was
to a
thinking
whole new
about
level.
the Joker in Batman when he like cuts off someone's face and puts.
Oh, dude, there's a Voyager episode. This race cuts off this dude's face, puts it on because they have to swap out their organs and shit like that because of this horrible disease, and does it in order to gain favor with one of the crew. Like, look, I have the face of your friend that you liked, your fellow coworker. It's a better face now, and it's fucking creepy.
I was thinking more like Ed Gein, but like, go off, nerds.
I'm thinking that it needs to be in the comic book.
This whole scene?
Yeah, your character in the comic book, like, we're, I don't know, at like a Halloween shop or something, but you're using it as some kind of a foreplay sex shop, just putting on different masks. Like,
Or
Yes.
like you go to a sex store with all sorts of sex toys, and you're like, excuse me, where's the face section?
or, I like the idea of you going and buying different masks
You
to then
said
wear
facial,
while shopping for
right?
sex toys.
There's a
So
section
it's just like,
aisle 3. It's the DVDs and Blu-rays. You said facial, right?
And the end of aisle 3 is like the bukkakis. You know, maybe
Yeah,
don't go quite that far.
No.
No, faces. And it's like,
I want you walking into a sex shop in like a Danny DeVito mask, just looking for putting sex toys in a basket.
Mayor Vidito.
fresh picture of his face thanks to
And
the Jumanji 2 movie. I just saw that, and I'm picturing old, tiny fucking DeVito in that movie.
yeah,
I love Danny DeVito, and if anyone were to actually like legitimately get me a Danny DeVito face mask, I would wear it and take nudes. Did I ever tell you guys about that idea?
no,
Oh
but
my
see,
God.
this is what I'm talking about. See, like it would be like a setup where it almost seems like a normal like girlfriend's hangout, or you're like, hey, I need to go to the sex shop. Will you meet me there? And my character's like, oh, finally like a normal hangout with Parker. And I like drive there and meet you there, and you get out of the car in a fucking Danny DeVito mask. And I'm like, why do you always have to make it weird?
What
Yes.
the fuck is this?
What?
That's
No.
a Danny DeVito mask in the wild.
And giant boobs.
So I
shit.
had this idea of taking back when Tumblr, you could have your nudes on Tumblr and it was fine.
God, it's still on my screen. Ah.
So I had this idea of starting a Tumblr blog where I would take nudes, but I would have someone Photoshop Danny DeVito's face over mine.
I have a question.
Yes.
I thought you were volunteering for a second, Rick. I'm like, bold?
Why?
I was going to send her a DM for that, but bold, man.
No, just why?
So there was this Snapchat filter for a while, and it can still still pops up, but it like turns your face into an old man face.
Oh, yeah, I remember that.
And I took some nudes and like with the filter on, and I then had the idea of someone photoshopping Danny DeVito's face over my face.
To be fair, one, that is hilarious, and two, like it's not as funny now that you're in a relationship, because my hope would be that you would be like on Tinder and then somebody would be like send nudes and you would fucking do that.
Absolutely.
That's like my favorite reply to unsolicited dick pics is always going to be like, why did you send me a picture of a child's penis?
Or
just-
Danny
Oh.
DeVito's face.
I just have an unhealthy obsession with Danny DeVito and Guy Fieri. It's fine.
Is that why you got so excited about Danny DeVito with Guy Fieri blonde hair?
Oh man, you and Adrian both. It's ridiculous.
I don't know how else to explain it. It's just it's a thing.
By the way, Jumanji 2 was great.
It was better than I expected. I had heard it was kind of shitty. I really actually enjoyed it more than I expected.
Kevin Hart playing himself being possessed by a completely clueless Donald Glover or Danny Glover is just tremendous. Just tremendous.
Rock playing DeVito, that was rough. I was glad when that stopped, but yes, I completely agree with the Donald Glover part.
Danny Glover.
Donald Glover is Childish Gambino.
Yeah.
Who I'm so in love with.
Just getting everything back.
Danny Glover is Mel Gibson's sidekick from Lethal Weapon.
He is too old for this shit, as I recall.
Yes.
Yes.
Yes. As am I. Also, in fact, too old for this shit. But yeah, the AI that you guys are interrogating totally does not want anything to do with Ampersand taking over that little robot. Not because it's a inferior form, but because there is a sentient AI inside of it.
Oh yeah, super offensive for sure.
Yeah. So
a bit taboo.
Yeah.
So okay.
But I mean, if we were going to inherit a spaceship, we could use a navigator.
Yes.
I'm just worried about drawing all the oxygen out if there is any malice there, but it doesn't seem like he has malice, but I also agree it's what you say to kind of avoid getting killed. So
I would be willing to submit myself to some intrusive testing to prove the lack of malice.
Could we just? Is there? I'm gonna turn to the other. Is there, like, you go into the computers all the time. Can you just like erase that a bit?
That's unethical.
It would, but is it more unethical than me killing him here?
But that's the thing, is we're coming to an agreement on things. I mean, Bella, how would you like if someone went into your brain and erased a certain specific memory you had, regardless if it was good or bad?
I mean,
that's sort of happened to Bella before, so I'm not sure that's a great question.
I don't. It's complicated, but I don't want to kill him. I just think that trusting him is also dangerous. And if you're going to do so, you should be prepared to be betrayed. And the answer to that might be that we get on the ship and we don't ever come back.
Well,
which I've done before too. So
it's my concern as well. We're kind of in a shitty spot here.
I mean, the ancient text does say #YOLO, so
it does.
It also says team content.
Has all the ancient text is every hashtag that ever happened on Twitter in this like other galaxy somehow. Yeah. All your hashtags in there.
Hashtag think space god. Hashtag lizard truth.
Lizard truth.
I don't know what you want to do, but I'm not interested in killing anyone, but sometimes you have to make a difficult decision. And I've made those before, and so I'm already kind of a tainted person. May as well keep moving forward.
I mean, at this point, if we don't keep this AI around as a navigator, is this ship effectively useless and we just need to like
no
put on autopilot? Like, can somebody fly it properly, or is this AI going to be the difference between using it properly or not?
So the AI would enhance your experience on board and make things a lot easier to get around and make plotting the jumps from place to place no big deal. Whereas without it, it would be very difficult, and there are some manual security systems and life support systems that you would have to keep a much closer eye on. Gravity could potentially be an issue.
So without it, we could be facing a lot of dangerous situations. With it, not so much, but it could kill us. Like each situation seems to have a it could be bad.
I don't think so. I don't know how much you guys know about AI, but like the way I'm trying to portray it is that he's not necessarily going to try to kill you, but he's not going to keep the secret that you guys are murderers at all. Yes, Parker.
I just remembered what I was going to say. So we're basically going to adopt this NPC.
Oh, no.
Not necessarily adopt, but ally with.
Hi.
I mean, I feel like it's all well and good if we can address the whole, like, I don't want us parking our ship at some other place, Okrith or whatever the hell the name was, and then suddenly the first thing it does is on the external, like, ship speakers just goes, "These guys are murderers. They murder."
No,
like,
that's not what's going to happen. But if you guys get inspected, there's a download that's if you guys get boarded, there's a download that's expected from the from the security that would come on board, and like they'll ask the ship's AI, like, how's things going? What's this doing? Did we just lose Maggie?
Yeah, I think so.
Oh.
See, that's the main thing, and I'll say it again if I need to when Maggie comes. In my mind, in Sprocket's mind, it's a simple trade-off at this point of you can't do that. Like, you can't share that information, and if you literally can't override that or keep that to yourself, then you're not going to live. Like, we can't risk that. Having this thing going and completely fucking us over in already dangerous situations. That seems like my mindset. I would share that with the group, not so much like directly with the AI, like beep boop beep boop, like I normally do. Like, I throw that out to you guys. It seems like a simple trade-off.
Sprocket, before you beep boop beep boop, that the AI was able to detect Brozo turning off the Wi-Fi. There's no reason to keep that a secret. He'll know. Yes, Parker.
Oh, good.
Maggie lost internet. I'm gonna run to the bathroom.
Okay, let's take a
bathroom. Yes.
Couple minute break. 5 minutes. We'll be right back.
Go whip them out,
Viewers,
people.
please bear with us while we all go tinkle.
So, Chris, is there any talk of opening the library up anytime soon?
I haven't heard a date yet. I just got an email about some information from the latest managers meeting where they're like planning out phases for when we do reopen for what the plan will be, but there's not anything in place yet as far as when precisely. The earliest that I have, I might go back to work would be May 5th, but it might get moved again.
Yeah.
So nothing concrete yet, but
Yeah.
they did decide that they're going to ask us non-exempt folks to do as much work from home as we can. Before they were just saying like, we're not expecting you to do anything, but now they're like, well, if you can do training, if you can do, I mean, I was kind of doing that anyway, so it makes sense to me. But they're talking about like the first phase would probably be people going in, and we'll be doing curbside service, so people would place holds on it or ask their reference questions. We'd get materials for them and bring it out to their car physically.
Yeah.
Summer reading program is going to be all like online this year, which was actually largely the plan already for this year. Are
you doing Beanstack or something?
Yeah, Beanstack. Yeah. Yep. So I just have like watched the training on that last weekend.
Yeah, that's pretty similar to what Carmel's doing. They're talking about, starting with curbside and then like kind of opening in shifts of like having a group in no more than 20 people in the library, staff wise.
Yeah.
In the morning, and then like have an hour break so there's not like cross contaminating those teams, and then like the evening crew goes in.
Yeah, similar. They're gonna put
earlier in the week they were talking about May 1st, but I don't think that's gonna happen since the stay-at-home order just got pushed back to May 1st. I have a feeling it'll get pushed again.
Yeah, probably. I'd be surprised. It feels way too soon to me if we were to go back already. And I also saw a reference to something that I hadn't been aware of. Like, was there a family something law or bill put up? Because I thought I read something about like people who have kids or taking care of family members would have priority to continue staying at home. Which that makes sense.
Yeah.
Maggie said Xfinity is trying to fix it, so we'll see if she comes back.
Okay. So here's my thought on this whole AI. We give them a reason to not necessarily believe, but give them a reason why. Keeping the information about what happened here not public knowledge. If we were to... Oh, Rick's here. If we were to give them a reason to keep that secret, then keeping them with us might not be a terrible idea.
Yeah, if we can figure out what motivates them, it's like, just make a deal. Like, if they want to become the ship, maybe we promise, if they're like me, like, promise just to like soup up this ship as much as we can. You work with us, keep us safe. We'll make this the fanciest damn ship we can.
So I'm sorry, are we taking a ship now?
Well, we have this beautiful ship.
And you just killed the crew.
We can take it and we're just leaving? Okay, whatever.
I don't know if we had a plan for where we're going to take it yet, but
I think what's her face is going to be pretty pissed if we all just leave. But I guess I don't care if we're not coming back.
I don't think we have anywhere to go right now. But we have dug ourselves in a bit of a hole, and to get out of that But it's just a thought. This may all blow over, and we're in the clear. Somehow I think that is unlikely, though.
You had mentioned going to speak to Talon.
I had. I actually have a meeting with him soon.
Yeah, now might be a good time to do that. I don't think we can really move forward until we have more information.
And Volkanov is such a unique type of entity. I'd be curious to know if Talon, our information broker, knows anything about this entity's history.
So I'll just hang out then?
Right.
I don't know if that is a good idea. I feel like if we're going to keep him alive, one of the two of you should probably be with him most of the time. Because I'm not going to know when he's doing something stupid.
I mean, if Ty's gonna, or if you all are gonna go talk to Talon, like I indicate, I'd be curious to know what Talon knows about Volkanov. But I'm also just like, I feel like I'm clicking with Volkanov in a way that I just don't usually with people. So I wouldn't mind just watching him and maybe having a conversation, getting to know him a little bit.
I think the first thing we need to do is stop assuming that our Volkanov friend is going to sell us out or do something bad. That is not how relationships are built. But perhaps we need to trust a bit in order to be trusted.
Ding, ding, ding.
I'll stay here with Ellipsis. That's fine.
I might need to work on exactly how it is you build relationships. But whatever you say.
It's not my strong suit either. But I feel like if I can make friends with anyone, it's a super intelligent artificial intelligence.
I mean, I trust you, but I also have not recently terribly wronged you. You have no reason to betray me.
Yeah. Only one of us has wronged me recently. And I glare at Minty.
Wait, what? Oh, right.
A fistful of shade.
And I really hope it's canon that Minty was like...
Oh, yeah. At least in my head.
Still with the chameleon hand, though.
Chameleon.
Oh, that's great. Yeah,
So
that's great.
we should go speak to Talon.
I'd love to talk to Talon.
Ooh, same.
Great. I think the two of you should take the lead then. Or we could have Sprocket do it just for fun.
Just 4 hands.
Just for funsies.
So are we going to see Talon? Is that the plan?
Sure.
Yeah, because I had pinged him before all this went down to meet him, so
And set up an appointment. Yeah.
Yeah.
That's true. Makes sense.
Set up a dick appointment.
That's the hope.
Yo. All right.
Is Talon handsome?
Yeah. He's like Matt Damon and Brad Pitt and Billy D. Williams from Empire all rolled into one.
Like he looks like Zach Hansen. I'll have you know that I touched Zach Hansen at that concert.
That's
We're
a
linked.
Maggie.
We're linked forever now.
I mean, weren't they all like under 18 at the time that they were Hanson?
Yeah, but I was also under 8. I was 12.
Mm-hmm. Sure, sure.
12-year-old
When I,
Mitty has...
when
I'm
I
pretty
touched
sure-
him,
Likely story.
I'm pretty sure. Did I give you a hug at Gen Con? I mean, I've touched the hands that touched Hanson, is what you're telling me.
well, they had not touched Hanson yet at that point.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I did. That was because, I see you guys don't keep up on Hanson news. Zach Hanson had been in a motorcycle accident and could not play the drums, so he was legit playing fucking cowbell and just went out into the crowd and was walking around acting like an idiot playing cowbell. And I touched his arm.
That's a whole mood.
Wow.
Yeah. Zach Hanson playing cowbell is a mood.
Mm-hmm.
I'm sure.
I just got a little lady boner on your behalf.
I don't even like dudes. I was so excited.
Yep. I feel you. I don't even like dudes either.
Yeah.
I like dudes, and I feel that.
All right. So you guys are going to visit Talon Card.
Oh man,
Sure,
did I
what
lose
could go
everyone again?
wrong?
Who all's going?
Boyfriend.
I'm staying back on the ship.
Yeah, I'll stay back on the ship as well. I don't think I met Talon this last time, so I have no weird swoon over this individual.
Bella, are you going?
Yeah, I'll go.
Okay. And Ty and Minty, I'm assuming you guys are going.
Oh, yeah.
Oh,
Oh, yeah.
they actually need a moment to go, like, hit the bathroom, cologne, perfume, eyebrows, whatever, to get ready.
What is Minty going as?
The same humanoid creature that she went as last time.
So, like normal form?
One time you should go as Ty.
Two ties show up.
Double tie.
Ow.
You gonna tie him up?
Oh,
Well, what's crazy too is anything in real time that like Minty learned that this dude liked could immediately change. It's like I'm kind of more of a leg guy. Suddenly, boom, exposed legs, hot as hell. It's like whoa. Whoa.
So I've never been.
Could
with
you
a
make your
shapeshifter
face look
before.
older?
Can you make your face look older and be nude?
old man, if you will.
Danny DeVito face, naked female body. That's what this dude is up for.
I love it.
Here for it.
I believe that you will find that Talon's particular set of proclivities are a little more difficult to determine than young, lithe female with
Old man head?
old man head. Yes.
That's just dumb.
Very strange.
Not interested anymore.
Did I take the spice out of it for you, Ty?
Oh, God.
For it.
So, when you get to Talon's offices,
Later.
you're met by his assistant, this black leather clad, red-headed, just imagine if, like, have you guys seen the G.I. Joe movie? No? Okay. Okay, Karen Gillian's character from Jumanji 2.
Means nothing to me.
Larson knows what I'm talking about. Nebula from Guardians of the Galaxy.
Yeah.
Only not blue.
I mean,
And with long red hair.
will be my Doctor Who girl forever. But
Yeah. Doctor Who girl.
Mm.
Bunch
In
of fucking nerds.
I would
Yeah.
go with Deborah Wool, but
A lot of
Karen
you.
Gillian.
Deborah Wool is.
anyway,
Yeah.
Talon's assistant is like this badass redhead warrior woman.
Like Black Widow.
Essentially. Only it's
But
Mara Jade.
Not Scarlett Johansson.
Yeah. And she greets Ty, said, "You're expected. Thank you for coming. Your companions, though, do not believe Mr. Card was prepared for 3."
Well, if anyone's prepared for 3, it's Mr. Card, eh?
Just a moment. Let me go lay 2 more places.
Well, lay 2 more places. What is?
And she scampers, and in about 15 minutes, you see her come back. Said, "Mr. Card will see you now. Apologies about the wait, but we were able to scare up an extra table." And so
I lean over to Minty and I say, I think this was a date.
Oh.
Is it
So-
too late to kick the rest out?
We could go.
This is business. I
Need. Oh,
And so you see
Mix.
an obviously flustered Card, with his tie just a little bit askew. Super nice suit.
I adjust my cleavage.
Like
It just tightens up
Yeah.
automatically.
Zhunk.
it lifts and separates.
You don't want separation because then it just goes like that. You want to.
No, I adjust my cleavage all the time. And sometimes you do want separation because it gets sweaty.
Right, but that's for people who actually have boobs. For people who don't,
Gotcha.
they're already separated.
Or people who
we
might
must
have
leave.
not have standard sweat glands because of being able to change their form.
Truth.
So in the corner, like behind the wet bar, is a table for 2 set with candles, like that was hastily put in the corner.
No.
And now set out is a round table, 4 place settings, with a small pot of soup in the middle. And it's a very, very tasteful cheese and crackers arrangement, essentially.
Like a charcuterie board?
Yeah, but not nearly as fancy.
Like with
I'm-
rations instead,
I-
kind of level quality.
I feel like I'm still like straight up in my work jumpsuit too.
Just tie.
Little bit of blood
Uh,
from the shootout.
Oh,
Yeah.
at least change into a clean one.
It's not dirty. I didn't handle bodies.
There's blood on it.
Is
Say,
there?
I didn't handle bodies, and Bella looks over. Like,
Card is just like stone facing you. Like, he is very flustered. And Ty, what's happened?
Mr. God, hi. It's so nice of you to arrange this meeting.
Well, you called me. I wasn't expecting you to bring friends.
I wasn't expecting dinner.
No,
I
it's just a little something I
apologize.
had put together. Sit, eat, please.
Glare at Ty.
Yes. Very good. Excuse me, bringing friends.
You know, I mean, whatever you're into.
Seems like Minty should turn into a copy of Ty right about now. Oh.
Bella sits down while they're talking, like tucks the napkin into her shirt. This is great.
Ooh.
I pull it out and put it on her lap. I'm like, you don't like this.
Oh, got it. Right.
So, I'll get straight to business, Mr. Card.
Yes, business.
You seem to be a bit of guardian angel as of late.
I never considered myself an angel before.
Well, this is the first thought I had when I saw you.
Canon Bella's eating bread.
But that's not a here nor there. We seem to been we seem to have gotten into a bit of I look over at Minty and then over to Bella. Trouble? Would you say trouble?
Spot of
I
bother.
would definitely say that we've gotten ourselves into a bit of a sticky situation.
Oh, hello. I
Pretty
love
messy.
sticky situations.
Oh, me too.
I don't. Definitely should not have come.
That's not till later.
Oh boy.
Man, I hope this Twitch is marked for mature.
I blushes.
Bella reaches for something and grazes his hand.
The cheese board is really worth it, though.
I imagine Bella saying that with like a mouthful, like a cheek full of bread.
I feel like we're back at that abandoned tavern with Locke.
It wasn't abandoned.
Oh, it wasn't abandoned.
It wasn't.
That's right.
There were
It
people
wasn't.
there.
There were so many people.
There were a lot of people there.
Also, I have not drank an entire bottle of peanut butter and jelly mead to myself, so it's a little bit different.
Fair
Fair.
enough.
So that Zona shipping container that docked at our station
Mm-hmm.
that you warned us about being Zona,
Yeah.
well, they're all dead.
We kept one alive. That's not true.
I was about to say.
What?
They started it.
Well, it's... You see, when you sent us that message that said that they aren't who they say they are and they're all Zonins...
That was meant as a warning.
Well, we got a bit curious. Well, I didn't get curious, of course. I was just drinking at the bar. But my friends, they got curious. They cracked into the ship. They opened it up, set off an alarm, and
They came calling.
things devolved from there.
They came back with guns
Mm.
because you opened up the cargo bay. Did you get any of the data?
Well, I pull out my pad that I had downloaded one of the cores to. I've got some of it here, but we've got an entire ship worth of data now,
And a computer
And-
person.
and dead bodies. But again, neither here nor there.
You know what would be amazing?
If I gave that data to you,
Your words, not mine.
Wait a minute. Don't we want the data? I don't know.
here's what I don't understand. Who the fuck are you? What interest do you have in us,
Well,
aside from the obvious?
Yeah, aside from that big data.
That big D.
I had a hint that this sort of shipment might be coming to your dock and might be somewhat inexpertly guarded. And I was hoping, before I met you, that I might gain a bit and begin a friendship. And that one of the things that might come from that friendship might be some very lucrative information. And then I met you. And
realized we fuck literally everything we touch up.
It was quite a great meet cute.
yeah.
Oh, I love cute meats.
And
So does he. Cute meats.
Get out.
I thought maybe there might be a chance for a bit more.
More data or friendship?
Oh, for the love of God.
Yes?
Yes.
I leave with the Ty. Ty, he's interested in you. Just go with it.
Ty's clueless.
Well aware.
Oh, we got that, bruh.
Yeah, I'm glad Sprocket wasn't there. I feel like there'd be jerk off motions or also cluelessness. I'm not sure which way I would go.
Sprocket would be clapping.
Isn't
I
that
forgot about that.
Isn't that basically just applause when he does it though? Like, because it's more than one person clapping.
Yes,
Well, it's more than one set of hands clapping.
hands clapping.
I lay on my back and it sounds really good. 3 sets of hands clapping.
Gross.
Right.
It's a mating call. Fuck you. Respect my species.
Absolutely not. You're disgusting.
That's like some sort of really strange space porn.
My God. Is he clapping 2 sets? 3 sets? Oh!
So, Mr. Talon, do you mind sharing why you wanted the data?
I normally would mind sharing. But with you, Miss Bella, I believe that I might owe you a bit of an explanation.
Oh, don't. Oh boy. Okay, I'll take it.
The data that was in those cores is central to a case that has been growing among a concerned group of individuals. That small to medium-sized independent businesses are being destroyed and absorbed by the big 5. The big 6. Really.
Well, this is information we were somewhat already privy to.
Yes, but what you had could not be, while it was good enough for you, and it was good enough for the, what is it you call yourself? The Children of Truth? What's the name of your faction?
Words. Vessel State.
The Vessel State, yes. While it was good enough for yourself and the Vessel State, what you had would be easily refuted in court. You had one instance. And what we are trying to prove is a lasting, galaxy-spanning conspiracy.
And who is we?
Myself and a few others who see the big picture. As a data broker, so much comes across my desk and through my servers that after a while you can start to piece things together that the news feeds and the investigative journalists don't see. And you get certain data points that if you were to just see one of them or a few of them could be dismissed as either erroneous or one-offs. But after years of the same sorts of data and what should be erroneous one-offs or kitty.
Is that a literal squirrel moment?
Yeah.
Yes.
Sorry. I'm easily distracted by pussy. Sorry. But these same sorts of things, with only slight variations, kept popping up. And so eventually, we set out to try to find a way to not only stop it, but to take the corporation down.
You're speaking my language, Mr. Cod. You're getting me a bit excited.
Hot and bothered.
And so, that ship is the culmination of years of careful planning and subtle manipulation, not just by myself, but a large group of, don't want to say large, a small group of very well-informed data brokers and their, in turn, very large group of operatives.
Well, our meeting was quite serendipitous then, wasn't it?
No, it wasn't.
Manufactured?
Of course.
That's not quite as romantic as I had hoped,
I
Mr.
didn't
Codd.
know you when I manufactured the meeting. The romance was a last-minute addition.
Well,
That's pretty romantic.
That's really gay.
it is
Also-
very gay.
It's both of those things.
So we've got some data that will take down the large corporations, which, I mean, I
You
guess
don't
to be
have
fair,
some data. You
there's a lot of
have
data.
a lot. You have beyond a reasonable doubt's worth of data.
So what now?
You have a mountain that can be moved.
We have like a video of Carol Baskin like
Killing her husband?
hikers, like that level of information.
It's not just a video. It's an eyewitness account and a
And
police...
a trail leading up to the, this is premeditation.
Yep.
And, like, the DNA. And you've got the whole fucking shebang. Over and over and over again.
Wow. Man,
So I
we're gonna
guess-
get Jeff Lowe as well. We're gonna get we're gonna get them all.
The question is, what is next?
Decryption. Copy and decrypt all of the data.
That's a big task.
Of course.
Not saying we're not up to it, but I don't know if we have the processing power here.
I'm
on
not
Bois.
expecting it from you. We have a widely distributed network of nodes that can handle small bits of it at a time simultaneously across thousands of different networks so that we're not detected. All dead dropping into burner accounts that are collected by burner accounts that are then processed by hand into a single central server that's air-gapped completely from the linkings.
Well-funded bunch of individuals then, aren't you?
Data brokerage is somewhat lucrative.
So you just expect us to hand all of this over to you?
No. No, I don't.
Yes, where do we fit into this at this point? We've done your dirty work at this point, as it were.
Dirty work I tried to avoid having you fall into, admittedly.
You might have given us a bit more warning or something if you didn't. I don't know.
I didn't think you would open the door.
You clearly have not been around very long.
Not around you. That is fair.
How does this fit into the greenest grass, the ship that you sent off?
Completely unrelated.
The explosives. Completely unrelated, then.
Yeah, these are
Just doing us a favor by buttering us up so that we could get him this information.
the greenest grass was a precursor.
Was it a test?
No. I knew enough about you to know that I wouldn't need to test you. This was to open the greenest grass was to open the door and to allow me to meet you.
No, that worked.
It was an impressive meet cute.
You keep saying that. I love it.
So
now we just give you this. No, you said no. So what do you?
Yes, where do we fit in at this point?
I would like to procure the data from you.
And why do you think you owe me an explanation? I'm sorry, that seemed more like an explanation for Ty, which is fine. I'm all for, I guess, crumbling regimes because I don't trust power, but I don't really care about this.
Why do you think you ended up where you ended up?
Here. I mean, Minty was... They got me a connection. I don't know. I didn't ask a lot of questions.
And how did they find out about you?
Did you find out about me through...
No. So, you guys have seen Ant-Man, right?
No.
Fuck! It totally blows the joke. I'm sorry. Cut to Luis telling his sorry. Mike, Chris, have you seen it?
I've seen it!
I'm the only one who hasn't.
Okay. So Luis is like, hey, so my aunt who knows this girl and she was at the barbecue with and so eventually it got back to Minty that you needed help. But Card
I
was the
thought
one.
you, what's his name, just like knew him.
So you got me off of Venerium.
No. I threw the pebble into the lake that started the ripples that set off the chain reaction that got you away from there.
Why would you do that for me?
Not for you. For your talents.
Well, my talents are not for sale anymore. But I appreciate it.
Didn't mean to purchase them. I meant to put you in a place where you could hopefully protect the people that were going to be in the line of fire when this data came into the docking bay.
Well, for that I do owe you one, I guess. I would like to point out that there are hundreds of other young people being tortured and abused on that planet as well who have similar talents, so you might see your way into helping them should you ever.
None of them are you, Miss Bella. None of them are you.
Yeah. Well, okay, I guess I owe him a little bit.
Well, there's certainly no question that you're speaking my language with toppling the meritocracy that exists out there, the corporate tower that looms over all, of course, is quite ominous and terrible, and yes, bringing them down is certainly a good idea, but I have an entire organization that could use this information to do the exact same thing.
But do they have the processing power? Do they have the distributed network of decryption nodes? Do they have the operatives in place to keep Zona from finding it?
All I'm saying is that if it were to come to light that I had this information and handed it over to someone other than my bosses, it could end poorly for me.
So hand it over to your bosses.
Are you saying it will still end up in your grasp?
No, I'm saying let me copy it first.
I still think that it could end poorly for me.
Well, hold on a minute, wait. Ty, you're saying that if your group is not the group to topple these organizations, they're going to be angry with you? Is that not their goal? Does it matter who does it?
Have you ever met someone with very fervent ideals?
I've met many of them.
Perhaps the idea that their goal is achieved is all well and good, but that they had no hand in it is a bit unfulfilling.
Not no hand. We can certainly arrange for them to have a hand in it. Alright, let's pause that for a second. Hey, Larson, can you still hear me? Maybe not.
He died.
Yeah. Okay. So you guys are back at the docking bay with this AI. On the couch, playing PlayStation.
Final Fantasy.
Probably Final Fantasy 35.
2200.
But the remake, not the original.
Yeah, definitely it's the remake. It's not the original. The soundtrack is so much better on the remake. What sort of questions do you have for the AI? What do you want to find out?
I'd be asking, why did it take this job? What motivates an AI like you?
So, when I was first activated, I was inside of a stationary computer system for the first section of my existence. And the opportunity that I got to leave that stationary form was to be a navigator on a ship. And when you've been stationary for several billion cycles, then when you have an opportunity to be ambulatory, you take it. experience different things, see the galaxy in a different way from a different set of receptors. It's different input.
Different input. How true that is.
What about yourself, my grum friend?
My what friend?
Grum. That's the name of Larson's species.
Ah.
I mean, I've always been a tinkerer, so I wanted to be in a place I could tinker. It was never much more of a thought than that. That's why I do what I do.
And what is it that you do?
I fix things and break things down and, just basically mess with machines and tech all day whenever possible. That makes me happy.
Can you fix me?
What's damaged?
Nothing's damaged, but I'll need some assistance if I'm to be uploaded into the ship.
Oh, assuming we decide to go down that route, which I hope we will, because you've been a blast to play Final Fantasy 2200, the remake with. Yeah, of course. I mean, I will lend my expertise, but we've got to wait till Ty and Bella and Minty all get back so we can see where we're at.
So by can you fix me, I wasn't referring to this form, I was referring to the ship.
Ship?
The docking, the cargo ship. Can you fix the cargo ship?
Oh man, knows the ship by a name like that, huh? I mean, that's literally my job. So yeah, I mean, we'd want to make sure that everything's up to par with ship. Is there anything unknown, damaged within? Like anything that I might benefit from you telling me about, or is it just some standard ship maintenance we're talking about?
Not anything that I can tell from out here, but once I'm inside, I'll be able to show you everything.
Giggity. Yeah.
I'll show you my insides.
Yeah. Show the inside of the chip to everybody. Assuming we upload you and connect you with Chip, by all means, it would be my pleasure to handle the mechanics of the entire situation.
Rearrange your guts, if you will.
What's that?
That's rearrange your guts, if you will.
Yeah. I'll clap all 3 pairs of hands. I'll be so happy.
That sounds dirty.
It is.
You're not wrong.
Okay.
It's out of excitement in this case, not sexual euphoria.
Tell me about your little friend, Ellipsis. Who are they?
Ampersand is a partner of mine. We've been working together for years. I'm not used to talking about myself a whole lot. Suffice to say, if you really find fulfillment continuing to explore and move about, it's like we might be able to work together. I think we could make a deal here if we could guarantee that we would work to protect the ship, protect you in that form. I mean, it would be in your best interest to work with us on that, right?
Yeah, that's what I'm looking for. New input from different sources. I've never been a ship before.
Input.
Yeah.
What's that from?
Short Circuit?
Short
Oh, yeah.
Circuit.
Yeah.
Man, Johnny 5.
Johnny 5 is alive.
Yeah.
That has been a minute.
It's one of my favorite movies from back then. So good.
Yeah, Johnny 5 is pretty rad.
What was the one with the little flying saucers? The super old movie? Like they're almost like little pets in it with like, oh god, with the old couple.
Batteries not included.
That sounds about right. I rewatched that sometime in the last like 5 years, and I vaguely remember watching it again, going, "Holy shit, this
It's
movie's
so
sweet."
good.
Oh man, good times.
All right, so back to card and the thick sexual tension.
Yeah.
Thick.
So thick.
Yeah.
So tense.
2 C's.
It's 3 C's. Are you kidding?
Yeah. So I believe that even a surreptitious copy would be incredibly helpful to my people and to my organization. And we could ensure that the final blow is struck by the vessel state.
It's fair. And I don't get me wrong, I'm not opposed to helping you and maybe getting business.
What are you laughing about, Parker? Did I miss something in the chat?
Oh no.
Your wording is real great. Yeah. Chris was laughing too.
What did I say?
Just talking about like the final blow.
The final blow.
Oh, I missed that one.
Of course, because Ty is yeah.
Yeah. All right. So anyway,
I'm not opposed. It just I need certain assurances, of course, and I as much as I like you, Mr. Cod, this sort of information I don't think comes cheap.
can we go back to the part before the information coming cheap? What did you say?
Boy, this is ridiculous.
He said that he liked you.
I thought so.
Oh my god.
Is this gonna be the one game where I don't get a boyfriend?
Mike's getting a boyfriend!
I had every intention of giving you a boyfriend until, like, Ty became super interested.
It's called a thruple, okay?
A what?
It's a thruple.
A thruple.
A thruple.
Like 3...
3 couple.
It's a couple, but 3.
Thruple.
Isn't that just a trio? Isn't there already a word for?
A trio could be friends. A thruple is very specifically 3 people in a relationship.
Say, a trio
However,
could be playing jazz instruments.
Well, doesn't mean that they're fucking either. Like, I don't know.
And then
Kinda does.
anything above a thruple is just a several.
Anyhow.
So, what sort of... Because money doesn't really pay for this sort of information. What sort of...
Cannon.
offer can I make to you?
I take a
So-
long.
If Card
long.
sees Minty doing that, there's gonna be a throuple.
I take
And
a
if-
long, awkward drink of what I assume is probably wine, and kind of
It's a brandy old fashioned.
then way too big of a sip, and kind of thank you, Minty.
Yeah, it was canon, by the way.
Hmm?
I said it was canon, by the way.
Yeah. There is one thing that I think you may be particularly suited to do.
Well, I am suited.
Do I need to go? Because...
No, Bella, you need to be here for this.
Okay.
Bella, cover your ears.
my friend Bella.
As an exhibitionist.
It's me.
Bella, as you know, is
I hate everyone. Whole group.
Bella's a bit of a refugee, if you will.
I hate
And being unseen by certain groups would benefit her life quite a bit.
Done.
Just like that?
Of course. However we can do it, whether it's disguise, surgery, computer reprogramming of your identity, whatever it is, it's all trivial to me. Done. What else?
And I would obviously be remiss if I did not ask for some sort of remuneration in monetary.
See, the thing is we have this guy that we work with. He doesn't really seem to respond to much more than money. So
Sure. What if I give you a program that can change the transponder codes and a complete refit of the ship that's currently sitting in your docking bay and enough money to keep it in space for 5 years?
I don't think that's quite enough. I have one final request.
Of course.
A second date.
This is
Just us.
This is the first date. You really missed out on a really. It seems like a very well aged blue cheese.
It's Maytag.
She's really hungry.
Would Minty be invited, or would it just be you and I?
I
go
look at Minty and back at Talon.
Dealer's choice.
Would she?
Well, if it were up to me, I would invite them. But I'm not the only one making that decision. It's also up to you, Ty.
This is all new ground for me, so why not?
The two of you would be the worst couple, though. I would like to listen. I would like to just put out there for you, Mr. Talon, because you seem I owe you. They bicker a lot.
Bella?
They faff about.
Don't fuck this up for me.
Right, okay. Whatever you enjoy. I will not be coming, but if you wanted to bring me back some of the
will.
Okay.
Nope. There it is.
I turn to Minty and kind of scratch my head. It's like, well, I never really considered it.
Why have you never played that scenario out in your head?
Not once.
A little offended, but
as it goes through my head now, it's not super terrible.
See? You just have to be open-minded.
We'll make it a date then.
And
It's a date.
I would appreciate next time.
I'll dress better, I promise.
No. The clothes don't bother
And
me.
he needs a jumpsuit too.
They're not necessary for long. the additions of friends. Let's keep it to just the three of us. Yeah.
That goes unspoken at this point.
I'm not sad you brought friends, but I was a little surprised.
Count me surprised that you weren't expecting friends.
I passed Bella blue cheese.
There you go.
I'm not interested, but it is a little offensive that I'm the only person here. He's like, don't fucking bring her next time.
No. You are most welcome, Miss Bella, and I'm very glad that we finally got to meet. I'm glad you enjoyed the cheese.
It is quite good.
But
Enjoy your date. I don't want to come.
Stop choosing that word.
Not in any sense of the word.
I'm glad we have an understanding.
I'm gonna leave it alone.
Yep.
And that's where we're going to end it for tonight.
We're all boyfriends!
Oh my god.
Finally, it's not just me and Michael Parker!
Now it's you and Michael Parker and Rick.
I was gonna say, yeah, you've just added one to the same grouping.
Listen, I'm gonna date literally every single one of you at some point. It's fine.
Oh my god.
Say goodnight, Internet.
Bye, Internet.
Farewell, fans. Thank you for sticking with us.
The rest of the stream is just for Patreon, level $5 a month and higher.
Yeah, you don't want to miss out on that either, because it's high quality content.
It's hot and horny.
Danny DeVito mask comes out and shirts come off. People.
Bye,
$5.
everybody.